Good evening, everybody. So I went ahead and sealed up the tank, sealed up the petcock area, left that area open, and went ahead and sealed up the top of the tank. And it was a chore to get this thing open. I don't have a paint can opener, so I just had to use a butter knife and a flathead screwdriver, and this thing did not want to come open. But we are all good to go. A few notes. I watched a few YouTube videos just to double check to make sure that I'm doing everything correctly. A few things you want to make sure that you do is make sure that the tank is back at room temperature. Make sure that it's completely dry. And yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and start stirring this stuff together. And you kind of can see it's like oil. It's like an oil-based paint-ish, if you will. There's all this metallic substance at the bottom that you'll want to make sure that you bring to the top. So I'm probably going to stir this for a good bit and go to town. But just to say again, look it in there. I mean, that's kind of dirty, but it's not what I wanted to show. But I'm super impressed by how clean this stuff is. Keep stirring this. You want to do it in an kind of upright motion. Bring it up so that way now. I mean, you can see right there. It's pretty metallic already. I'm gonna see if I can't get it to look any better. Also, be sure to wear skin protection and eye protection. You know, harmful fumes and all that sort of stuff, and don't want to get this on your hands. Alright, it is now the moment of truth. Or not the moment of truth, but time to start to get this thing in there. Just kind of look at the consistency of this too. It's pretty interesting. Yeah. Interesting. Okay, so I'm going to take this off, put this on our little plastic bag over here, and I think it's pretty good. I have a funnel right here. Go ahead and grab that. Put that up top, so that way we can make this a bit easier on ourselves, and dump the entire thing in here. Yeah, I think we did a pretty good job mixing that. And now the fun part is to go ahead and there's still a pretty good bit of left in there. I'm gonna see if I can't scoop any more of this around. 1 second. Okay, so I went ahead and poured it in there, and we see that it's kind of floating around there a little bit. It moves pretty well, though, as you can see. Once it starts to thin out, it gets pretty thick. So that, I think, is what you want the consistency to look like. I'm going to move this around in nice smooth motions. But I'm going to go ahead and do this and just work with this for a while, make sure this is nice and evenly coated. I haven't quite figured out how I'm going to drain the excess, but hopefully by the time I hit record again, I'll have figured that out. Hey everybody, I think we've done just about all we can do and covered it as much as we can. Let's go ahead and take a closer look. You can see there's a good bit still sloshing around in there. Word to the wise, it's taken a couple goes at this to cover that part up. So make sure that you tilt it pretty well and make sure that gets covered, because otherwise it won't, and that's going to not be helpful. So make sure that you slosh this around real good, work it around a bit. I'm going to go ahead and let that sit in this position for a little bit longer, this position being this position, and make sure that kind of gets a good coat on it, little dry. Kind of let it begin the curing process. I think what I'm going to do, I'm just going to use the shop vac, and hopefully that'll pick it up a good bit more. Whatever's remaining, and just go from there. I don't have anything else. It's really hard to get. Yeah, I had a hard enough time getting the rest of this stuff out before. I'd use the shop vac for that, so I think I'm just going to have to do the same thing for this as well. I'm going to take the top cover off here in a second. Make sure that everything else is looking good on from that side. best I can tell from looking from underneath, we're looking good here. This the petcock hole got covered pretty well. Let's see if we can get a bit closer in here. A mistake I made when I first worked on this was that I took a stick and poked a hole through there, so that filter is well, not really a filter anymore. So I'm not sure what to do about that. I don't know if I can replace that or not, but it is what it is for right now. That does not want to bond. So I mean, I'm just gonna keep working on this. Other than that, though, that's about it. Yeah, we'll pick this up in 4 days once it's finished curing, and I'll talk to you then.